Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and thank you for joining me on my live streaming Q&A, the live Q&A from LA. It's Friday night, it's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Why don't we get moving? Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. I'm just double checking because it's giving me a message telling me the quality is bad. So let's take a look and see if I go over here to watch page. We can get some idea. You're going to get a little bit of feedback here. If it's horrible, I'm going to just reboot my OBS software. So let's see what we got here. Alright, so I'm going to check 10 people. That's
Today's
good.
cross-border payments are slow, risky, and cost banks approximately $175 billion.
Watch page. I can get some idea. You're going to get... I'm looking good. I think I'll be alright. That's good to know. Alright, so let's get this thing going here, right? So, hello Jet, Stellar to the Moon. That's cool, yeah. Why don't we talk a little bit about Stellar on the Ledger while you're here. If you don't use Stellar on your Ledger, you might check it out. So, let's see what I got here. Alright, so I'm on the Stellar page, and I'm going to move this little window. Hey, Scott. So I've got the ledger out, it's hooked up, and I'm going to enter my PIN. And I hope I'm not moving my lips while I do this, alright? Revealing my secret PIN to the world. Yeah, there we go. That's not bad. Alright, and I was recently in Tron. We'll talk about Tron in a bit. Let's see what we got here. Let's go over to Stellar. Did I go the wrong way? Yeah, let's check out Stellar. Sorry it's not focused. There it goes. Alright, so when we go into Stellar, unfortunately, it's still not really available on Ledger Live. So that would be cool if you could check out your Stellar balance, but you can't. So, but you can go to the Stellar website, and you just go over here to Wallets, and then you just choose Ledger, right? And that is the Stellar interface for the Ledger. And you'll notice, where'd my mouse go? Oh dear, my mouse. Ah, what happened? Oh, hang on. See if I can get back. Boy, these things always go wrong at the wrong time, huh? Oh, looks like I've lost my mouse, gang. My bread and butter. That's how I earn my living, right? My mouse. Let me just do a quick one here.
I'm going to just sit on the bounty. Throw the basketball in, see if I make it first.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go! Yay! I did it!
Alright, so mouse is not working.
Then the other mouse.
Get the other mouse. Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, you can do it. Ah, okay. Ah. So maybe it will set up the, well, dear, dear, dear. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to need to reboot my computer and rejoin you guys. Oh, Lord. And hey, it's back. Yay. Sorry, guys. That was weird. All right. So you'll notice that this button right here is blue. And that means that the ledger is connected and it's in the Stellar app and ready to roll. If it's not active, if it's dim, then you need to make sure that you have actually activated your device. All right. And there, you can log in and you can see your Stellar balance, which is pretty cool. And so that's how you view Stellar on the ledger. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Ggram 104 right now. Can I store Stellar on my desktop? This wallet interfaces with the Ledger Nano S, so it's really your best bet. But if you don't have a Ledger Nano S, there is a desktop app, sort of. The Stellar Term client, which is pretty cool. I believe they've got the Stellar Term. They have a lot, actually, of Stellar wallets. Let's go back here. Quite a few of them. But I think Stellar Term and Foxlet are the nice ones. And so I'm running Stellar Term here. And basically, you can use a ledger with that one too, which is kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. It would reflect the exact same balance that's on there. Maybe a little complicated. But if you log in with a key, which I did when I set this up, you just paste the secret key in there, and then I have a secret key. Not that it's that secret, because the wallet's empty right now. But let me just grab it here real quick. I just revealed it. Oh well, so much for that wallet, eh? Okay, so okay, so it's all right, and that's the public address there, and there's 2 Stellar on there. So whoever watches this video and slow frames that key that I revealed can steal this 2 Stellar. So if I ever want to use this particular wallet again, I will create a new wallet, new key. I have lost cryptocurrency. In my early days, when I was first doing this channel, recording videos, I was doing Bitcoin wallets and whatnot. And there were a few times where I revealed private keys as I was creating wallets. And I didn't think it was a big deal because I knew the wallet was empty. And then at one point I was doing a different video and I just accidentally opened that wallet that I had previously revealed that private key of. And as soon as I transferred some Bitcoin in there, within a few minutes someone had withdrawn the balance. So apparently they had a bot scanning the blockchain waiting for that wallet, which they had the private key to steal that crypto. So always be careful with private keys, guys, especially if you're doing YouTube videos. Let's see. How's everybody tonight? Thanks for joining me. Jet, Paul, Scott Lee, Chippy, Graham from Shasta, California. Thank you. Saint Bay. Okay, I'll get back to your question. Hello, Scott, Graham, Jet. Okay, I think I've said Gabe. Nice to see everybody here. So Saint Bay is asking if you missed the Tron token swap, how do you transfer your Tron Ether wallet to Tron desktop? Which is interesting because I kind of tried that earlier and it didn't work. So basically, let me explain a little bit about what we're talking about here. Pull this thing back up. I have to use this to get into my Bittrex. I love the Brave browser, but it doesn't work for everything that I do. Come on, here we go. I'm going to have to do this. Okay, so we're going to fill Binance. We're going to use our two-step. This is the part that Brave won't do. It just refuses to solve this little puzzle. It's really weird. So my workaround is to, every time I go into Binance, I have to use Chrome. I'm not too happy about it, but that's one of the things. All right, so we're talking about Tron. And I'm sorry, Saint Bay would like to know. Saint Bay would like to know, how do you get your Tron transferred? And so here's the rub. So if you go to deposit Tron into this wallet, they give you a Tron address. And if you try to transfer Tron out of an ERC20 token wallet, like my Ether wallet, yeah, maybe he's got the full-blown Mist Ether wallet, however he's storing his Tron ERC20, there's no way to do it. I tried, because I left some Tron in my ERC20 token wallet, my Ether wallet. And when I tried to transfer the Tron to this address, it said invalid address, because this is not an Ethereum address. This is a Tron address. And I was under the impression that all of these cryptocurrency exchanges would support the token swaps. But that particular one doesn't. So unless I'm missing something, that seems to be the only one. Like if you go to EOS, they have several different EOS. I think this EOS here, oh, okay. I understand. Okay. Yeah, I don't quite get that either. But it looks like they support a separate deposit address for the old ERC20 token. Whereas with Tron, I don't see any way to do it on Binance. So that's a good question. I'm not really sure. And I don't know if Bittrex supports that either. So let's check out Bittrex. So if you want to move your ERC20 Tron, where are we here, onto a cryptocurrency exchange so they can do the transfer for you, that was the promise. I don't see the way to do it. Short of just calling up the exchange and asking their support department, how the heck can I transfer this over? So if we go to wallets here and we do Tron, I don't think that's Tron. Yeah, there's only one Tron, and if I try to deposit, they just give me a Tron address. They don't give me an Ethereum address. So my Ethereum wallets that have Tron ERC20 tokens in them will not allow me to send out my Tron tokens unless it's another Ethereum address. Unless there's some way to override that behavior. I don't know. So, good question. I'm sorry I don't have an answer for you, but I'm going to look into it, because that's exactly why I saved those that little amount of Tron in my my Ether wallet just to test this theory after the fact. But I was too nervous to leave too much Tron. It's just a small amount. So the big news this week, part of one is the Bitcoin going up, and I believe it was Tuesday afternoon, around 2 p.m. on New York time. Bitcoin shot up from like 6,800 to like 4,300 in the space of an hour or less than an hour, and that was the big, movement. And ever since then, people, it's holding, up around 44, 43. And there's a lot of people, there's renewed interest in cryptocurrencies in general. After that big movement of Bitcoin on that day, the next day, all of the altcoins caught up. And one of the big ones was Stellar, because, did I lose that? I had this, here it is. Cryptocurrency firm Stellar gets Islamic finance certification. Now they said, I remember hearing something about that with Bitcoin, but apparently that was just, I guess they said, well, Bitcoin's okay, it's acceptable. But Stellar recently, the other day, got full approval. Approval. And Stellar was up, I don't know, 20, 30%. Why don't we look at the Stellar chart here, just so you can get some idea of what was happening with Stellar. Where is it? Oh, sorry, guys. Here. So that's 24 hour. Let's look at our 7 day. That's the Stellar chart. The 17th of July, I guess that was Tuesday, the 17th of July. That was the day Bitcoin shot up. And so Stellar was down around 22. Actually, it was even lower than that earlier in the week, wasn't it? Yeah, 19. And then it was now Stellar's up around 30 cents. So Stellar's been quite a mover. And also Cardano, I believe there was some good news about Cardano. Cardano was in the news. I forget exactly what happened. There was some news with Cardano. These stories get old quick, I think. But basically, and I've mentioned this many times, I'm not a financial advisor. Everybody knows that. I'm more of a tutorial guy. So, ask me how to do something, I'll help you out. Ask me what to buy. I can only give you my opinion. And my opinion has always been, when people ask me about coins, is stick to the top 10, stick to the top 20. So, everybody's heard of Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, but not everybody's heard about these other coins that from 3 on down. You ask somebody, the average person, about cryptocurrency, they may be able to, what is cryptocurrency? And they'll say, I think I've heard of this thing called Bitcoin. But they're definitely not going to go, oh yeah, I'm heard a bunch of stuff about EOS and Stellar, Cardano. These are relatively under the radar with most people, but they're solid coins. At least they are now. And there's no guarantee that anything in the top 10 is still going to be there in 4 years or even next year. But you're probably better off going with a top 10 than one that's ranked 136 or lower. You know what I mean? Try to stay out of the small caps unless you have some kind of insider information. Brave does not speak Mandarin. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know. I try to get in when they're cheap, and if I had $1,000 to throw around, I probably would buy some more Stellar, or Cardano. But usually, I'm just making ends meet, and I usually have 50 or $100. I try to buy stuff when it's cheap. And but at this point, when if everything's on the rise, you kind of have to just come along for the ride. but I don't throw away or I don't invest money I can't afford to lose. So it's hard to say if I'll buy more Stellar. It's taken such a high. It's down a little bit today, but that's a good question. I don't know. I was like thinking of buying more Tron, but there's always new stuff coming out. Mr. Graham, can you lose your coins on your Nano? Probably not if you do it right. And here's why. When you set up a Ledger Nano S, and let me just give you this video. Actually, yeah, this one here, using Ledger Live to set up your Ledger Nano S. I take you through the entire setup of the Ledger Nano S, including writing down the 24-word recovery phrase. So if you don't have a Ledger and you're thinking about it, check out this video, and you'll see that when you first set it up, you're going to be asked to write down a 24-word recovery phrase. And that recovery phrase can be used to restore the ledger should anything glitch. Or if you pull it out and start hitting buttons and sparks start flying out of it. All you got to do is go buy a different ledger and use that 24-word recovery phrase, and you get all your wallets back. And it's not a backup of the original state. It keeps track of every wallet that you've stored and every balance that you've added since you bought the ledger. So once you write that 24-word recovery phrase down, and let's say you add 10 Bitcoins and 3 Ethereum and 2,000 Stellar and whatever, and then you drop it in your your whiskey sour or whatever, and it's screwed up, just buy a different ledger and restore from that 24-word recovery phrase, and you get all your wallets back and all your balances. So it's pretty hard. Even if the ledger is destroyed, you can't lose your stuff. You could lose your 24-word recovery phrase if you're not careful, but if you do everything right, keep your recovery phrase in a safe place, you can restore your wallet should anything go wrong. And I've done it several times over. When I did these 2 videos, I wiped my ledger clean, started from scratch, restored, and then wiped it clean and restored again as I was creating the video and practicing and whatnot. So the ledger is very versatile, and the 24-word recovery phrase is your ace in the pocket, ace in the hole. Why are altcoins crashing today? Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't explain why markets go up and down, really. I'm not really a trader, but my instinct would be they had quite a run-up over the last few days, and so they're just taking a break. I don't know exactly what drives markets up and down, but I do know that, when things get bought up, the price goes higher. Over a short period of time, they usually pull back a little bit. If you had any experience, if you were following Bitcoin last year, you'd remember how volatile Bitcoin was, and how crazy when let's say Bitcoin was 3,000, it would shoot up to 6,000 or 7,000, and then a few days later it would drop by a couple of thousand. And all the mainstream media would always point out when it dropped. They would always say Bitcoin plunges, $2,000, but then by the end of the year it was all the way up to 20,000. Oh, and it's higher now than it was this same time last year. What's up, kiddo?
Bitcoin dropped $2. Bitcoin is going to be gone.
Bitcoin's going to zero. Yeah, that's what they always say.
Why
So-
does everyone want Bitcoin to die?
Yeah, a lot of people are not fans of Bitcoin. Vested interest, banks, Wall Street guys, hedge fund managers, they're vested in the existing system. This is my daughter, Christabel. We're thinking of starting our own YouTube channel where we play Fortnite together.
Yeah. Fortnite gaming.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm got a little behind here. Losing faith, not going to buy anymore. Hey, follow your gut, right? Don't throw out more money if you see the price going down. That's what they call like trying to catch a dropping knife or whatever they call that. Can you show me how to restore my Daedalus wallet? A few months ago, my computer crashed. I put in my seed words, and all it says is my account already exists. Now that's interesting. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so we're gonna add wallet here. Let's say you've got a wallet at the moment, and then you choose add. Now, when you first install Daedalus, you're going to see this, right? You won't see any wallets at all over there. You're just going to see these two. So you don't want to create a wallet. You want to restore a wallet, and I'm assuming you know that, right? And you hit restore, and your backup recovery phrase. It looks like you might need to also remember the name of the wallet. I've done this a few times. It works. I know that it does work, but perhaps you're not using the right wallet name. If you wrote down that only the phrase without the name of the wallet, then you might be out of luck. Now, I think... let me see if I can figure out here real quick. Data. Okay. All right. So you might want to check this. Let me just see if it has the names of the wallets. No, I guess not. No. I don't want to mess around too much in there. On live. See, I'm not sure. If it looks like you need both the name and the recovery phrase. So, if you don't remember the name of your wallet, like I called mine storage wallet, and then I have demo wallet. Now you may have just said Ada wallet or Cardano wallet or just Cardano, or you named it after your dog or whatever. If you remember it, then try to do that recovery using the exact name you were using, and then your recovery phrase. Now, and you need the password. Or I'm sorry, you're setting up a new password here, so you don't need to worry about the password if you have one. So there may be a way to figure out the name of the wallet you were using depending on how much you have left of the old wallet, right? Your computer crashed, so I'm assuming you have no access at all to the computer or the hard drive. You might try taking the hard drive out of that computer and putting it in an external box, and maybe trying to run the wallet from there, because actually Daedalus gets installed in Windows, so that may or may not work. But you might also try this. Let's say you could get that old hard drive connected to your computer in an external enclosure, right? You get yourself an external enclosure, you stick that old hard drive in there, and then you connect it to a different computer and pull up the drive. Like, you'll notice I have several drives on my computer. So let's say I pull up that drive, and it's the old C drive on, from the old computer. You can try going into the local disk, users, and then your name, and then app data, and then roaming, and then there's the DigiByte folder right there. If you can grab that folder and move it onto your new working computer in the new C drive in the app data roaming folder, you might try reinstalling the DigiByte on that computer and then dropping this folder in to your roaming folder, and then when you launch DigiByte, it may see that data right there and launch properly. So that might be it. Or maybe you just mistyped your seed phrase and you just need to try a few times. I've never seen that message, the account already exists. That's weird. Saint Bay, can you stake Stellar? I'm not sure. Now I know that some of the other Stellar wallets, like not this one. Here. Yeah, you'll see that there's a little bit of where is it? Yeah, see, Stellar has its own like the wallet has this built-in Stellar exchanges where you can sort of trade within the wallet between different types of tokens and currencies that are on the Stellar network. But I don't know what you mean by stake. I don't know if you mean like leveraged trading. I don't know if that's what you're referring to or not, but I'm not sure if that's possible. There may be some exchanges that will allow you to do leveraged buying and selling with Stellar, but I'm not aware of it. I don't know for sure. Jet is confused with the Ledger Nano S. It's hard to use. It's a little bit cryptic, yes. And one thing that's a little bit confounding about it is that you have to... There's software that you use to check your balance and apps and all that. And then there's also the things you have to do on the device itself. So they have to work in tandem. And that can be a little bit tricky. So you're in the right app, but you're on the wrong app on the Ledger, and things can get screwed up. So my advice is the Ledger website has pretty good help section. Their tech support leaves something to be desired. They take a while to get back to you because they're in France. So they're not going to answer your questions right away because they're most likely sleeping when you're asking your question. But they have gotten back to me, but it's always been long after I already solved the issue myself. And beyond their FAQs and their support sites, I would selfishly recommend that you check out my videos on Ledger, because I have quite a few of them. And also, if you go to my page and look at my most recent videos, I've done several on Ledger based on the fact that they released some new software. So if you're looking for how do you get it set up, how do you use it, how do you transfer, that kind of stuff, I've done several videos on basic use and setup and use and restore on the Ledger. I have some older ones too, but they were with the old software. So that would be my advice, maybe just run through my videos. The reason I do my videos is because when I was trying to figure all this stuff out with Bitcoin wallets and whatnot, there was no one could give me examples, right? They would always I could read about how to do something, but I wanted to see it. I wanted to see somebody do it from beginning to end. And so that's why I do my videos. I just do them step by step, try to explain every step. And a lot of people complain that my pace is too slow, but I do that for people like you that need guidance and need to see it happen in front of your face. So that's basically why I started this channel. I did not know that Ledger was looking to support Monero. I think I'd heard a few rumors about that. My experience with Monero is with the main Monero wallet that's on their website. You know, they have an official wallet. It's a desktop-based wallet. And there's also a way to make a Monero paper wallet. I've got a few videos on that. They're a bit old, but I think they're still relevant on installing and using the Monero desktop wallet. So as far as Ledger goes, you know, I will just wait for Monero support to be added, and then I'll play around with it. I've got some Monero, not a lot, but I could, you know, transfer it into the Ledger wallet when it's available and post a video on that. But so far I don't really have anything I can sink my teeth into yet. Jed is asking about Congress and what are they going to do? Oh. Investing states use the Ledger Treasure, save the tokens. Monero, okay, we got that. Decisions of Congress. Oh, I was going to say, they had two hearings this week concerning cryptocurrency, and they basically came to naught. Let's just, trying not to use, let's try Bitcoin and Congress, right? So there were two hearings where they talked about crypto, and both of them, they didn't make any decisions. They didn't reach any conclusions. They didn't take any votes. They just had interviewed some witnesses and talked. And from what these senators said and the questions they were asking, it's pretty clear to me that they're not really that savvy when it comes to cryptocurrencies. In fact, my congressional rep said that we should ban cryptocurrency, so he's not getting my vote anymore. His name is Brad Sherman. Yeah, and he like calls for a total ban on cryptocurrencies. I'm like, dude, man, you are so clueless. Say la vie. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, you know. But I was pretty disappointed that my own congressman would say such a thing. I thought he was pretty, you know, forward-looking guy. I guess not. Oh, thanks. Yeah, my kids are great. You know, like I said, I always show this picture. I always show this picture. You know, I sat down with Christabel before she turned 2, and I would put my hand on the mouse. I would put her hand on the mouse, and then I would put my hand on top of her, and I would just guide the mouse. And then when I would stop, she picked up so quick that when, the first few times I would put my finger on top of her finger and click. You know, and then when she figured it out that when I clicked, something was happening, she learned within hours that when I stopped, she would click with her own finger, and she's been using the computer ever since. She knows a lot about computers. She can install software, join chats, start our own servers, do all kinds of crazy stuff. Let me get this one back. BTC going on the ETF in August or early 1st of January. What is ETF, Graham? I'm assuming that's some sort of trading platform. Let me try that. Electronic funds transfer. Oh, exchange traded fund. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm all for that, in a way, because I know that once, like with the futures contracts, once Bitcoin is on paper, it can be manipulated, bought and sold, and the Bitcoin price can be affected just by moving paper around. But it does also mean adoption and more people being interested in it and more people investing in it and adopting it, and that's good news for all of our crypto enthusiasts. And just like this week when Bitcoin shot up, all of the altcoins tended to follow, so it renewed interest in altcoins. So I think that's good news. Okay, so Paul, you can take a hard drive out of a laptop, depending on the laptop. I have a Dell, and if you turn it upside down, there's 4 screws. There's like a compartment. You can take the 4 screws off and snap that cover off, and then you'll see the hard drive in there. And then you can pop that thing out and connect it to an external drive. You might, if you've never done that, you might want to ask a friend or take it to Best Buy and explain to the, what do they call those guys? The Geek Squad. You tell them, hey, this laptop crashed. Can you put this hard drive in an external enclosure? And they'll know what you mean. And they'll put it in an enclosure, and they may even be able to test it for you to see if it'll mount up. Now, when you say your computer crashed, it may be the hard drive that you lost. I don't know. But it's always worth a try. And also, always back up your wallets, right? When you first set up the Daedalus wallet, I believe they told you to write that seed down or store it. So if you have that seed, you should be able to restore. But like I said, something weird happened with your seed, I guess. Veritasium. I could add it to my list of to-dos. Yeah, there's so many cryptocurrencies out there that it's hard to get to all of them. But some days I'm just sitting there wondering what should I do next. So let me throw that up in the new video ideas. Whoops. So I'll put, I've heard of that. I think someone else has asked me about it before. There's Brad. Brad. How could you? Let's see if it's on CoinMarketCap. I think it is, right? Fairly decent coin, kind of expensive right now, but down from its highs. So there's no reason why I couldn't do a video on this. Just gonna check to see if they have a wallet. This is interesting. Seems like more than just a currency. I don't see a wallet. Huh. Boy, it looks pretty. Oh, okay. So it's an ERC20 token. Okay. So if you wanted to buy it and store it, you would do it very similar to. I have a video on. I keep saying that. I got a video on that. Let me go to videos here. I found it for someone earlier. You might check this video out if you're interested in purchasing some of it. Right here. And this is for Marsha. Right? And that's this guy here. I explain how you buy ERC20 tokens and then store them on a Ledger Nano S using my Ether wallet. And that's a really good way to buy and store your ERC20 tokens. So this guy is a ERC20 token right now, so that would be the way to do it. But if I were to do a video on this, I would probably want to research it a little better so I could explain exactly what it is and how it works. Looks interesting. Ah, okay, so it's not available everywhere. Okay. Yeah, EtherDelta, it's one of those peer-to-peers, but you can store cryptocurrencies. Well, I don't know. EtherDelta, I think when you start, you can use a private key, or you might be able to use a ledger, and then it would store on your ledger. Or you could use MetaMask to store it if you buy it on EtherDelta. So I'll have to check into that. Marsha's asking about version 1.4.2 of the Ledger firmware, and I believe that is the latest version. And if you want to run Ledger Live, they're recommending that you be updated to that. So if you want to use the latest software for managing your Ledger wallets, your different cryptocurrencies, then yes, you should upgrade to that version of the firmware. And I have a video on that too. I have a lot of Ledger videos. Let's see if we go let's see my channel. I have a Ledger playlist on my YouTube channel, and I have a couple of videos on how you update it to the latest firmware. So if you're you know, kind of hesitant to do that, it's a little bit involved, just check out my videos. That's not what I want. Hey guys. So let's see, this one here. How to update your Ledger Nano S to the current firmware. And then this one here, how to update your Ledger Nano S to 1.4.1, which was the tricky one. When you were going from version 3 up to version, skipping from 1.3 up to 1.4 was a little involved. Once you're on 1.141, it's pretty trivial to go up to 142. Not a big deal. So yeah, if you have a Ledger and it's not running the latest firmware, check out those videos on my channel in the Ledger playlist, and don't be afraid. As long as you have your 24-word recovery phrase, you got nothing to worry about. Even if, you know, like I said, sparks start flying out of your Ledger, you got your backup phrase. You will have to buy another Ledger if that happens. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. I try to make videos that can help people that need to see an example. And sometimes I rack my brain trying to figure out what needs to be done. But I always like it when new things come out, like new software, like this new Ledger Live gave me a lot of great ideas on what to do. And when Tron became a full-blown mainnet token, I was able to do videos on moving Tron around. Oh, speaking of that, DigiByte. You know, I've got some DigiByte in my Ledger Live. If you didn't notice, Chippy, right here. So I bought some DigiByte, and I did some videos on how to mine DigiByte with your GPU. Not building a huge mining rig, but just, you know, running the mining software on your computer at night. And I mined DigiByte for a month or two, and got some, you know, and then transferred what I had bought and what I had mined into this wallet here. And, you know, I think DigiByte's very interesting because after I did that video on mining DigiByte, I had a lot of people that were throwing out comments like, finally, you're doing DigiByte. And DigiByte has a very strong and devoted community. And it's been around for a long time. DigiByte's been around 2014, something. It's not some new ICO flash in the pan. It's been around for a while. And it has a working blockchain, and it's fast, and has a lot of devoted fans. It's not worth very much at the moment, but that could change. Who knows? So those are my thoughts on DigiByte. Okay, yeah. When we were Jesse was asking me about Tron, I did a video today on moving Tron out of the TronScan wallet. Some people were having some issues getting the Tron out, and basically what happened was, let me see if I can. I think I need to open the ledger. I'm going to have to put my pin in one more time. Oops. All right, and I'm going to need to enter the Tron app. So I'm going to need to move over here to Tron, hit both buttons. All right, and then once I do that, it should open the Tron wallet for me. May or may not. Or the whole thing may just die. Ah, okay, here we go. Oops, sorry, went out of focus there. Let me try this. Oh, no. No, don't do this. I think I'm going to be blurry for the rest of the night. There. That's the stupidest thing. But that's the only way I can get this thing to focus back into me again. Sorry about that. Close-up of my forehead. Okay, so we got this thing connected, and you can see I took most of the Tron out in my video earlier. I might move it back in there. But I think people were having some issues with how to get it out, you know, and I looked around all this, and I'm like, where the heck is it? And then I finally found it here, right here, send. Oops. I do that a lot too. Sometimes I'll forget to go back to the main screen. All right, so we got the Tron wallet open. We've got the Ledger Nano Tron app running. So you got your app and your software, right? And when you go to wallet, you can see your balance, and then the send feature is right here. right? And then you'll put in an address to send it somewhere else. In this case, you might want to send it back to an exchange if you think it's time to sell, right? Let's say you got 1,000 Tron and you're just holding on to it, and you want it to be safe and secure. So you put it on in a Tron wallet and you hang on to it, and then boom, you know, in 5 years, Tron is worth like $2, you know, and you bought it at 4 cents. And so, you know, your 1,000 Tron is now worth $2,000 or whatever, and you're ready to sell it. You're going to need to know how to transfer it back to an exchange. And so that's it. You know, there's usually a send feature hiding somewhere, and you'll need a Tron address as the destination, right? So, and this is a great, this little Tron scan app is pretty cool. So I invite you to check it out. And then the Tron Watch wallet is pretty cool too. It has a lot of features. This is where I put the Tron that I moved off the ledger. So you can store Tron on this guy, and this wallet has quite a few features. Now it doesn't have a manual or anything, so you kind of have to poke around and figure it out on your own. But pretty decent wallet as cryptocurrency wallets go. CC Miner update. Mining DigiByte has gotten better this last week. Regular payouts. Oh, Grand Illusion. Yeah, last week we were talking about the spotty payouts, and both Grand and I were experiencing these spotty payouts. So he's telling me that it looks like we're getting better payouts. That's cool. I think I'll switch back because I switched over to Vertcoin. You can mine Vertcoin. You can kind of go back and forth. And we're talking about mining cryptocurrency, which is pretty fun. Wow. My computer's bogged down. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there it goes. Let's open this guy up. So, properties. Let's open the file location. All right. So you got your little miner here, and CC Miner update. Mining DigiByte has gotten better. So I've got a DigiByte bat file that mines DigiByte for me, and here's the miner, here's the address it mines at, and then this is the address of my wallet, and I just run this little thing, and it will mine for me, and we're basically joining a mining pool. And the mining pool is YIMP. And you can go to YIMP and you can choose between all these different cryptocurrencies that you want to mine with your graphics card. I'm not talking about going out and building a huge mining rig, and spending, hundreds of dollars into the thousands to, buy multiple graphics cards. I'm just talking about casually mining on your own computer in its spare time, your computer's spare time. Yeah, when you go to bed, turn it on, let it mine while you're sleeping. I know, but it's not bad. I mean, there's a little bit of return. I probably mined about $40-50 since the beginning of the year, and that's $40 or $50 that I didn't have before. And it's in cryptocurrency. So some of it is in DigiByte, some of it is in Vertcoin. And you can see here that this Vertcoin that I have right now in my Ledger wallet was all mined. I didn't buy any of it. I just mined Vertcoin all year long with my graphics card. And I didn't mine 24/7, because I don't want to run it while I'm recording videos or while I'm gaming or whatever. I just turn it on at night, and then in the morning when I start working, I turn it off. So mining is fun, mining is cool, and Vertcoin might go up in the future, and it's not costing me anything extra on top of what I already bought. You know, I bought this computer so I could record YouTube and play games and do all my other stuff. And turns out it doesn't mind, you know, making me a little money at night. Good computer. Can one transfer from a market to ledger without going to a wallet? Yeah. If you, let's say you, let's see. Let me get out of Tron here momentarily. For example, let's do Bitcoin, right? I'm in the Bitcoin app, right? And I'm going to do a receive. And I'm going to verify the address on the device. Make sure it's the right address. All right. Now, this address, if I take this address and I copy it, and then, let's see, let's put it over here. I don't know. If I take that address and put it in a text file, public, and I drop that guy in there, all right, that's a Bitcoin address, right? It doesn't matter whether the wallet's open or closed, in a drawer, in a safe, in a mason jar, in the back of a closet, as I can send Bitcoin to that address on the blockchain. And then the next time I connect the Ledger wallet and open it up, you'll see the balance will be there. That's the way all cryptocurrency works. It gets moved around on the blockchain. Your wallets just basically access those addresses, right? The wallets hold the private keys. The private keys give you access. You could even look at that address on the Blockchain Explorer, but without the private key, you can't move anything in or out, right? So I can go to Blockchain Explorer. All right, so I can go to the Blockchain Explorer. I can paste that address in. I can enter, and it'll show me the balance. What? I thought there was some Bitcoin in there. Yeah, there should be some Bitcoin in there. Well, bad example. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't show me. Should show me the current balance, but for whatever reason it doesn't. Maybe I did something wrong. Didn't get it in there. But the idea is that the wallet doesn't need to be on or active or open to get transfers in. Same with the mining thing. I can mine all day long to my Vertcoin wallet, even though the wallet's not open. You know, the wallet doesn't need to be running to for the address to be receiving incoming transactions. When I launch the wallet after a few days, it updates and shows me all of the cryptocurrency that has been transferred into it since I had opened it last time. So yeah, you don't need to have your wallet open to transfer items in there. Antonio's asking me about charts. Well, you know, you can. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart. Well, that's weird. Now, the Bitcoin's kind of a bad example because here's the thing about when you're reading these charts is that they're, like, for example, this. You've got your sort of your key down here where it tells you what the colors are, but they also tell you here. So when you are highlighted, this is Cardano, but you can see the green means the price of Cardano on that day in US dollars. Now, a lot of cryptocurrency, or most all cryptocurrencies, that or traders will also think about what is the price of this cryptocurrency in Bitcoin, right? So if I wanted to convert directly from Cardano to Bitcoin, what's the going rate? So a cryptocurrency's value in US dollars and its value in Bitcoin don't always coincide. So like you can see here at this point, there was a high in the value of that cryptocurrency in Bitcoin and in dollars, and they were about the same here. But then if we look down at this date, the price of this cryptocurrency in relation to the price of Bitcoin is not quite the same, right? They're not in sync. So that's basically what these lines mean. And so for me, usually I'm just looking at the green line, right? That's really all I care about. Well, how much was Cardano in dollars then or now, right? I don't really care that much how much Cardano is worth in Bitcoin. But a lot of analysis will talk about what is the value of a certain cryptocurrency in relation to Bitcoin. It's usually they're about Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin, the Bitcoin market cap, or the ratio of what Bitcoin is worth to Ethereum or some other cryptocurrency? They're comparing it. Or sometimes they'll talk about Bitcoin's total share of the cryptocurrency market cap. So like in the last year or the year before, if you looked at all of the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, the total value of all the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin was like 50, 60% of all of that. Now sometimes it goes down, where the total value of all of the cryptocurrencies in one basket, Bitcoin was only about 30% of that, right? Because the price of Bitcoin is going down in relation to the other cryptocurrencies. So that's why they put those lines on there for people that are interested in that, analysis. Whereas for me and you, maybe just check the green line out, right? Just, you can see the green is US dollars, and that's what's most important to us at the moment. We long for the day where people won't care anymore about dollars, and they'll just be talking about the price, how much is an apple, and you'll say, well, that's like, 5 Satoshis or whatever. We won't even be talking about dollars anymore. Okay, so that's Antonio. Jason Cola, thanks for joining. Thank you. I try to make it seem simple. It is in many ways. It's not that thick. Once you wrap your head around it, it's not as bad as it seems. But it does take a little bit of diligence, to do a little of homework and history. John Admonson, thanks for joining me. Do you have some idea of how I convey to my heirs when I die how to access the funds I have built up? Is there a book that you recommend? I did some videos on that, and some people gave me a website. So if you'll indulge me for 1 minute here. We got over to this. Let me go down and find it. It was a while back. It may have been back before this. Let's see if this will load. Actually, I think it was newer. Let me look at number 2 here. Let me go down here. Pooies. Here we are. Preserving your digital legacy, or how to make sure your family inherits your Bitcoin wallets. And in this video, I talk about basically
Let's
what...
suppose that you're
Sorry. Let me see if I can skip over that.
writing a really important email to a colleague.
Just to get to the... So basically in this video, what I do is, my suggestion is you write down on a piece of paper exactly where your wallets are located. If they're on your computer, you tell them, oh, it's in this folder. And then you also put, here's the password to get into the wallet. And then you'll say, and here's the recovery phrase if you need to recover this wallet. And you also say, all right, I have 3 paper wallets that are holding Litecoin, and they're in the file folder in the back of the file cabinet. You tell them where to find those. And then, so you list, and you also, on all of your cryptocurrency exchanges, you give them the password, and you give them the 2-factor authentication code, and then you give them how to get into your phone, your passcode, all that stuff they're going to need to access the various cryptocurrencies that you have. Some may be in wallets, some may be stored on a ledger. And then on the ledger, I say, you know, here's where my ledger is. It's in the drawer. And here's the PIN. And here's the recovery phrase. And here's all the cryptocurrencies that are currently stored on there, so they know where to look. And some people made comments. DigiPulse. This is why I was pulling up the comments, because I know some people... you might want to check into this as well. I encourage you to watch my videos, John. But you might also want to check this. These guys are pros. So that's my advice. Check out my videos. Where is it? There it is. And there's more than just that one. I did like 4 of them. I worked really hard on those videos, and they hardly got any views at all. That's part of the you know, being a YouTuber. You get great ideas, very inspired. You work hard, and then sometimes the videos don't get any views. That's how life is sometimes. So there's the Bitcoin wallet. There's another one, preserving your digital legacy cryptocurrency exchanges, and there's a couple others too that I did about just what you need to the document. Now and then we talked about some people criticized me. They were like, "Oh, don't ever put your private keys anywhere, you know, for anyone else to find," and blah blah blah. And I was kind of like, well, you got to tell somebody, or it's just they're going to die with you, right? So you could take that document that you've created and put it on an encrypted flash drive, and give the password to unlock the drive to someone you really trust, your wife, your father, your mother, your brother. Or you could leave that document or that flash drive with your lawyer and give them explicit instructions that under certain conditions, if I'm, you know, gone or incapacitated, you give this information to my family. Right. But check out that website. I believe they're like professional. It's like a whole thing. They're in that that business, right? I think some other people. Is this it? Oh, I'm sorry. I lost it. Oh, it must be here. No? Well, I must have closed it. Oh well. I do that too. Oh yeah, we did get out of it. So let's go into this and look at the...
Now with Zoom, you don't have to compromise.
Safe Haven IO, there's another one. So I had this great idea, and I thought I was being so original, and people were like, dude, there's already a company that does this. So, yeah. So these are some other ideas for you if you want your family to inherit your Bitcoin. Oh, thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Ledger Nano is cool. And I talked to some other people earlier in the comments, and they were saying that they are really worried about transferring crypto onto the ledger. And, you know, don't worry. And always try small test transactions before you just willy-nilly transfer huge portions of your holdings onto these Ledger Nanos. Start small, maybe, right? And don't be intimidated, right? Because once you get a feel for it, you'll feel much safer with your money on the ledger than you will with your money in the bank, right? What's going to happen the day you wake up and you know, your bank failed and the doors are locked, or you go down there to withdraw your money and there's a line around the corner because there's, you know, some kind of scary thing happening and people are worried and they all run to the bank to get out their money, and you know, you're standing in line. If you've got a ledger, then the money is yours, right? And let me just say this one thing people don't understand about banks. When you give your money to the bank, when you deposit your money in a bank, that's not your money anymore. That's their money. They can do anything they want with your money because you just gave it to them. The only thing they're obligated to do is they give you a promise to pay you if you should ever request your money, right? But that's not a hard and fast thing. That's just, you know, that's a regulation of some. But if the bank fails, then they obviously can't fulfill that promise anymore, and they'll just say, well, you know, thanks for leaving your money in our trust, but, you know, due to circumstances beyond our control, we can't give it to you now, right? So cryptocurrency, when you own it, you hold it, it's yours. No one has control over it. Would a top-of-the-line stock gaming laptop be decent enough to mine? Yes, Jesse. Like if you have an Alienware, it probably has an integrated GPU in there. And yes, you should be able to mine with that if you have a mine tube. I think we were talking about mining earlier. And those, some of them have built-in Radeon cards, so you have to, not every mining pool and software is compatible with every card, right? Some like YIMP, you can't mine with Radeon using YIMP for some reason. But there are other places you can use mining software that's compatible with Radeon. So depending on what's in that laptop, you probably can just like let that thing run at night and earn you a little extra money. Very. Buying very. Let's see here. Let's go to price charts. Let's check this. Oh, Veritasium. Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier. I have not done a video on Veritasium, and but we were talking about it, and I'll put it on my list. And I did mention that it's a ERC20 token, so you could use that ERC20 token video that I did on how to transfer ERC20. Oops. You're not the. Are you the same person that asked me that earlier? Are you a spammer? Please. Veritasium. Actually, no, I don't think you're a spammer. If you were a spammer, you'd be asking me about Telegram tokens or some nonsense. What were we talking about? Oh, the ERC20. I think it's. I think it was in 3. I did a video on how to buy ERC20 tokens on an exchange and then transfer them to your Ledger Nano wallet using my Ether wallet. So and you would buy Veritasium the same way. So let me just drop that. Whoops. I said that. Kim. So Kim, you might want to check out that video there. And wow, am I this far? Am I this far behind? Oh my gosh. How much ETH can go low? Safe haven. You bought stock in their bank. No, Ryan, I did not. I was a little leery of that. I was kind of like, now I know, like on Steemit. Oh, and by the way, I've been talking about my videos all night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining the live stream. But I am also on DLive. If I could keep using my Brave browser here. So check me out on DLive. I've been posting a lot of my videos on DLive. Yeah, you can see that now I post, like every video I do, I post on DLive. And then, so I'm on Steemit. And you can follow me on Steemit and see my videos on Steemit as well. Now, if you go into the wallet on Steemit, you have the option of delegating your Steam power to another user. And if that user is like an influencer, that money that you've delegated to him, he'll give you a return on it. So it's in a way you're kind of investing in his influence, and then he rewards you by delegating your Steam power to him. So, and I did a lot of research, and I can sort of wrap my head around this, but to be honest, you know, Tron is, you know, it's a Chinese company, and I'm not prejudiced or anything against Chinese people in any way or form. I think all people are, you know, humans and children of God and wonderful, but people think different. And I'm a little leery because I don't quite get sometimes Chinese software or the way Chinese people do things. I lived in Korea for 3 years as a foreign teacher, and you know, they think differently, their culture's different, and they have a different way of doing things. And sometimes it's difficult for me to wrap my head around it. So this whole thing with, you know, staking my Tron so that I could vote, I really don't care to vote. The only reason I really bought Tron was because I feel like it's a decent cryptocurrency and a good company. But, you know, getting involved in their voting thing is kind of like, eh. And even if I wanted to, I don't think I have enough Tron to really make a difference. So I didn't do that. I might try it with a small amount just to see what happens. I don't know. But no, I haven't. Not yet. So thanks for the question, Ryan. That was a good question. Where are we here? Is this it? Yeah. So if I were to move this Tron back, let me do this. So what he's talking about is, I'm going to go back into my Tron app here. All right, so what he's talking about is, let's say I took, all right, let's get an address here. We'll copy that. And let's go back over here to the main wallet, and let's do a send. and that's the address I want to send. I want to send it back to Tron Scan, and let's say I'm going to put 100. Right? Let's not go crazy, right? I'm going to confirm from this wallet, and then we'll check this wallet here and there. That was fast. All right, so now I got 100 Tron in here, and I could vote, right? Where was that? Here. See, I could freeze this Tron to gain Tron power, and then I can vote for super representatives. But I really wouldn't know who to vote for. But an interesting experience, who knows? You know, you just click this little freeze, and I'll freeze it all, right? Oh, let's freeze it all. Whoop. Oh, okay. Right, I'll freeze 100 Tron for 3 days. For at least 3 days. Okay. All right. And then I've got to confirm that on the ledger, right? And there. My Tron tokens are now frozen. And at some point I can unfreeze them. I don't know if they're going to like send me an email and go, "Hey, did you vote yet?" or "Vote for me," or whatever. I don't think that anybody with any influence is worried about my 100 Tron vote. But interesting. It's a whole ecosystem. Really, I haven't gotten into it that deep, but it's pretty cool. Tron is a amazing cryptocurrency, an amazing company, very fresh and innovative, and from what I've seen over the last few months, pretty top notch. I've watched other cryptocurrencies that were sort of fly by the seat of their pants kind of guys. These guys are definitely driven, right? That's cool. Ah, yes, Grand Illusion's talking about putting your money in a bank. Yeah, Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies would never put her money in a bank. Yes, yeah, Steam is really cool. You vote on other people's posts and you get some return on that. Curator rewards, they call those. I'm basically just focusing on posting content and trying to invest in voting bots to vote up my content. That's a whole ecosystem of its own. I should spend more time commenting and uploading other people's content. So you could conceivably make a living doing this. And so any way that you can find to use blockchain technology to earn yourself an income from home, a few hours a day, spending time with your family and enjoying yourself rather than being in a cubicle running on a hamster wheel 8 hours a day, looking at your check that you get and wondering how it's going to cover all your bills. Think of something new and innovative to do with your life. And it doesn't have to be blockchain, it can be meditation or sports or whatever. But break out of that mold, guys. Figure it out. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. I don't know. Yeah. Ah, okay. How many people are watching right now? See, I never know. I guess if I were really curious, I would figure it out. Keep content. 31. Does that mean I had 35 people? 30 people were watching tonight? Wow. That's really cool. So check me out on DLive. Check me out on Steemit. Check out these affiliate links in the description below. If you're interested in a ledger, I humbly ask you to use my link to buy a ledger. That's directly from Ledger. I mean, it's not like I'm selling them out of my garage or anything. And it's an affiliate link. And then the Brave browser, give that one a try. I did a video on using Brave browser. And then the DLive too, you can sign up for DLive with my affiliate link. And check me out on Patreon. I'm not really that active on Patreon. But then also down here, if you want to sign up for Coinbase, they'll give me $10, and that gives you $10 too. We both get $10 if you follow that affiliate link. That's pretty cool, and it's in Bitcoin. You know, like every now and then I log into my Coinbase account and I've got $10 worth of Bitcoin in there. Kind of cool. And the other person that followed my link got their $10 worth of Bitcoin. And there's a Binance affiliate link here. Local Bitcoins. Yeah. And then I've got some of the stuff from my computer that I bought. If you're into LED lighting, that kind of thing, check it out. Check me out on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, which I still don't quite get, but I'm learning. I just post pictures. So I just post pictures of my thumbnails, basically. That's what I do. And then I write a little bit about what I talked about in the video, and people are following me on Instagram. Go figure. It's just another way of being out there. And if you have a mind to, maybe you can go on Steemit and write, blog, anything, gardening, hang gliding, whatever you're into, raising vegetables, whatever you like, spirituality, sports, write about it. You can write stories about anything and post them on Steemit. And who knows, that might be where you make your money. That might be your prosperity right there, your hidden talent. And then you can write or post videos. Just get yourself a webcam. So I encourage all of you to go out there and enjoy your life and look for that prosperity on your own, right? All right, let's see. If I want to buy crypto today and I'm spending some fiat from the bank, what crypto do I purchase from Coinbase to use on Bittrex, BTC, or ETH? What do I need to consider when entering the market? Wow, very well thought of question. Is Litecoin for saving or spending? I was buying it when it was cheap, but now I want to purchase some XRP and ADA, but I don't have BTC or ETH to spend, only fiat, excluding my investments in some altcoin. All right. So I addressed this issue in some of my videos, and let me give you a good video that kind of puts that in a nutshell. It's in one. So what you're asking me is you say, okay, well, I've got Litecoin, but I can't buy anything on the cryptocurrency exchanges with Litecoin. But you can. And I explain how that works in this video here. Basically, if you have Litecoin on Coinbase, you can transfer it to your Coinbase Pro wallet, and then from there you transfer that Litecoin to Bittrex or Binance, and then once you have the Litecoin in your Litecoin wallet on those exchanges, you sell the Litecoin for Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then once you've done that, then you've got the currency that you need to buy other altcoins. It's as simple as that, really. You might lose a little here and there with those little transaction fees, but not that much, you know. And I do that all the time in my videos. That's exactly the way I work, because Litecoin is faster. If I buy Bitcoin directly on Coinbase and then I transfer it to Binance, it could take 8 hours or longer. If I buy Litecoin on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro and transfer it to a cryptocurrency exchange, it takes like 13 minutes, right? And then once I have the Litecoin on the cryptocurrency exchange, like Binance or Bittrex, I can sell my Litecoin for ETH or Bitcoin, and then I've got the currency I need to fund my other purchases. So watch this video, and I do that process to buy Cardano, exactly what you're asking me about, right? That is exactly what I do in this video. So Antonio, I encourage you to watch that video. It's a good example of what you're asking me about, and decide whether you think will work for you or not. But that's what I do. I always buy Litecoin, and then I move my Litecoin in the name of speed and my own sanity. And then when I've got the Litecoin on the exchange, I sell it for ETH, Bitcoin, and then I buy the other one. I know it's like a 5-step process, but it works. Yeah, and you can also trade Litecoin in Exodus. If you want to trade Litecoin for... Exodus has like, I don't know, 10, 15 different currencies that any one of them can be exchanged for any of the others. It incorporates like shapeshift, I believe. So that's a great suggestion, Grand Illusion. Yeah, Exodus will do the same thing. Instagram username. Let's see, what is my Instagram username? Oh, that's me. That's me and my wife. Actually, I think my Instagram on my computer is my family one. So, okay. Oops. That's it. I try to stick with the CryptoDad as much as I can. Of course, I have one for my family pictures and the other for my CryptoDad thing. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap up the live stream. It's just after 7:30. I try to stick to an hour and a half so that I can spend the rest of my evening watching TV with my wife or playing with the kids. So once again, thanks for joining me, everybody. I really appreciate your support, your encouragement, and any questions that you have over the week, throw them up in the comments of any of my videos, and I'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. I usually reply to comments on a daily basis. I may miss a day or two, but I get alerts on my phone for all my YouTube comments. Sometimes I'll just reply on the fly, even if I'm out and about. So throw up any comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Has somebody just... Hey, I got a couple of follows. Isn't that great? Okay. And I'm a little behind in my Instagram. I need to post like the last 3 thumbnails from the last 3 videos. So once again, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll be here next week, same time, same channel, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I hope to see you again, and thanks for joining me.